Salutations, future Twig. Past Twig here once again with another miniature machination for everybody. This time we're looking back at the Warband, and we're on to unit number 7, which is Trinity. And let's get right into it. I've shown this a bunch of times. Basically, I want a 10-person kill team. 10 miniature kill team, so that's what this is all about. And here is Trinity, and let's get into it. As you can see, the base for Trinity is actually a bit larger, so I would probably have to use a substitute or build another miniature in his place. Trinity is actually sitting on like an orange juice cap, so it's instead of being like a 30mm base, it's probably closer to like a 45 or 50mm base. A little bit too big for that, but I will say, regardless, this is still a very fun miniature to build. I used a piece of scrap for his front with 3 dome beads to give him kind of like the stop sign looking face. I used a little plastic cap on top that I filled with some hot glue and add some wires to kind of give him this kind of weird, kind of jumbled together look. I used a couple of miniature legs chopped off from a different miniature. And what I did was that this is one of those things you can do to kind of create unique miniatures, is that you take something that's recognizable and you break it up into parts. So if you can see this, I used the thighs of the miniature's legs to build out the thighs of Trinity here, and then used some I basically took a super glue bottle cap and split it in half and used those as kind of the back parts for like the lower calves and such. However, what I did with the actual feet of the miniature, so like the calf portion of these miniature legs on down, is that I used them to create the kind of weird alien creatures coming out the side of Trinity. As they come around again, you'll see I used a fake nails for the top portion and some little dome beads to act as eyes, which I painted red and white just to kind of make them different from Trinity. But you'll actually see that their mouth and tongue and such, that's actually a miniature leg. So that's actually a foot there that I've inverted to kind of give them that body shape just because it worked very well. And thus it's Trinity, because you have one robot with these two kind of alien bird-looking creatures coming off the side. And I'm honestly going to be real, this one I kind of just threw together. I was like, I had no clue what inspired me to do it, but it's kind of dorky, kind of goofy, kind of cartoony, but I love it so much, and I think it's really cool looking. And I don't quite know the story of this guy. I think he was probably like a service bot and got infected by perhaps whatever alien creatures maybe caused the entire facility to go into disrepair, caused the world to be abandoned or whatever. It's hard to say. I will say, though, had an absolute blast building him. And you can see I used a bunch of different scrap parts. You can see there's like a bit of a screw bit that I used for like the actual shaft for that the leg's attached to. And I used some capacitors in the base, and I actually sat him on top of some of those like rounded capacitors as well for the actual little foot pad. So he's kind of like a little walker dude. And then, of course, all the colors are the same as what I've mentioned beforehand. And last but not least, he's got kind of this tail bit, which is like I think I bought a miniature a while back, and they send you sometimes like a junk part in the sprue for some reason that I can never figure out because it wasn't part of the miniature. So I was like, oh, that looks like a pretty cool tail, so I slapped that on there, and it kind of came together that way. So yeah, that's Trinity. Had a blast building him, and I think he's a great addition to the team. And that's actually all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Miniature Machinations, and have a wonderful day. Take care.